What's up, guys? We're live from the Roar Zone. Let me put this away. Before we get started, a big shout out to my man that I met this weekend. Great guy. Savage Grind is his brand. Check him out. Just awesome stuff. He hooked me up with a few shirts and a few hats, so I want to show some love. Awesome guy. Daniel Joseph from Chi-Town. Awesome guy. So show some love and get on his Instagram, Facebook, website. And I think you can find him hashtag or at Savage Grind on Instagram. Check him out. I just did some posts for him. So let's get right down to it. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
This is going to be an important episode because we talk about personal development, and I always say, look, take what works throughout the rest. Nothing I've created. I've just been shared with me. I've implemented things and they've worked. So to me, personal development is life 101. If we can hear from somebody that recently got introduced to it within a year and a half, right, has implemented it, keeps implementing it, and what are some of the things that you've seen over the last year and a half? Would that be accurate, about a year and a half?
But that's actually, it's been about a year. I started in July.
About a year. But we met each other about a year and a half ago, right? Through
LinkedIn. Back up.
Was the
LinkedIn is the first
initial.
Yeah, first initial. Then you came and spoke at Kiwanis, but then we actually met and had a conversation when you spoke at the Mastermind event in Casa Jimenez in Marietta.
Really?
Mastermind Business Connection,
Is that right?
absolutely.
Oh.
You were a speaker. Antonio had booked you for speaking, and I wanted to go. And actually, you invited me because we had been talking on Facebook, and you know, we had kind of connected. And I thought, you know, I really enjoyed that presentation, and then I had started hearing about Mastermind. But that night, I think we stayed in the parking lot till about 10:30.
And you, let me just say this. Mastermind networking, she's the queen of Mastermind. She does like 3 a day. It's unbelievable. I'm exhausted by the time I see her last post at the end of the day. But I love that because it's taking action. That's why we connect. Let's go back to the beginning then. Because there's a lot of speakers on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of speakers in this area on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Was there something that jumped out? Was there anything?
Well, in all honesty, as y'all get
Keep
to
it
know me
real.
a little bit.
Real raw and live.
Well, I'm kind of a no bullshit kind of, no bones about it.
Right.
I just, you know, I appreciate people that are a certain way or do a certain thing. And I just love that whole real, raw, live. Because the thing is, you know, social media, you have 100% control of what people see, right?
Yep.
Things are going shitty and you don't want people to know that. You don't have to share it.
Right.
You know, things are going okay, but you want it to look great, you can do that. I have always tried to be organic about what's happening, and things aren't perfect. I'm not going to share, you know, stuff nobody wants to see, but at the same time, it has to be organic. It has to be real. I want to be with people that want to be with me, kind of thing. And when I started seeing your posts and when we connected, it was just very genuine. Okay. And that's so important to me.
Now, here's something that's interesting to me. You're a social media person, specialist. That's your business. And I heard from day one from some of the big names, right, that we all know about, that said, you know, your platform determines your message. And for me, and listen, I still got a long way to go in social media and branding, no question about it. But it never resonated with me. So when I started this, I was going to be the road warrior, right? Speaking, as you know, around the country, corporations, and that's until Monster Motivator TV became, and then it kind of shifted. But it's still focusing on speaking gigs. So where are the speaking gigs, right? In LinkedIn. But I never felt right to try and create a different image or a different profile.
Which is, wait a minute, this is why I love Dave. So when we started working together, we went to this beautiful place.
Oh, this is the best.
We went to this beautiful place with brilliant people. And it was, I don't remember if it was like a doctor's office or...
You mean the speaking? Mm-hmm. In La Jolla?
Yeah.
So
I was trying to be kind of vague. Like, this is the whole real raw shit, okay? Because the thing is when we walked in, they were looking at him like, why is this guy here? What do we, and I would have been gone. I would have been like,
they're like, they were ready to hand me the broom.
I'm out. Yeah,
they were like,
yes.
Is this, you know?
But, and he wasn't even, it didn't stop him.
It actually encourages me.
I need some of that. I need some of that because I am sensitive, but not in the right way. You're sensitive that you see it and you just let it, you I know you get it. You just, it affects me, and where you can, anyway, by the end of, oh my God, by the end of the talk, everybody was lining up to talk to Dave, and they wanted his book, and they like, oh my God, we have like 6 other events we want you to be at, and you're so inspiring, and and I was pissed, because I was like, really? Because when we walked in, you weren't even gonna like listen to him, and like, we can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't hesitate to listen to someone if you don't know their message or you don't know who they are. And this guy is exactly that. Like,
but see, I love this. I love that you shared that. I'll tell you why. And you are living proof of this. Everything boils down to your self-image, right? Yeah. You can build it up, you can tear it down, you can't outperform it. You've heard me say that over and over and over. Now, let's give them a little bit of even a clearer setting, right? This is in La Jolla. I was booked for a keynote. The event planner the day before had to fly out to Texas, so his partner didn't even know who I was. He was taken back. Everyone was so zipped up, so tight, they couldn't even breathe. I don't know how they swallowed their meal, right? But at the end, and so I look over, and Cyndi's there for the first time, setting up live stream, and she goes, and I walk over and I whisper, I go, don't worry. Just watch their face and their physical expressions. And you literally as I share.
Saw them melt as the story went.
Well, because it's real, right? And it's not me. It's the realness. People are so tired of the fake bullshit. They're starving for real. Yeah. And now, what I do now, I start the conversation this way. I come with a disclaimer, right? Yeah. If you're offended by words that are based upon passion, heart, and real, and they're cemented in a foundation of intention that's pure to give back, I'm not your guy. There's the door. Yeah. But if you can get past that, just hang tight. It's going to be an awesome ride. Yeah. You know? So now, here's the thing. My question to you, a year and a half ago to now, how much have you seen within your own self-image grow?
Well, a lot, because self-development is essential, you know, and the thing is what I love that I've learned about you is, or that you've taught me, is awareness is key. Every time I would read his book or hear him speak, I literally would hear a completely different message. Like something would resonate with me to like make a change, or and the other thing I love about Dave is if I'm having a bad day or something's just not right, he doesn't let you bitch and moan and whine about it, which I love, because that, you know, if you call someone that lets you do that, it just digs the hole deeper, and it just, you know, then you're both like feeling like shit, you know. Dave doesn't let you do that. Well, why do you feel like that? Well, how can you change it? What are you going to do to, shit. I knew I shouldn't have called you. But it's true. No. You hold me accountable, right? And just like in my Facebook Live, took a 20-day Facebook Live challenge.
Yes. And I was on one of them. And
you were on one of them.
That's right.
Yeah, last week. Well, things happen, and I didn't show up for my Sunday or my Monday. I didn't. But I didn't let that stop me. And the thing is you see how he's looking at me right now? I knew that was going to happen from him and a couple other people, because I posted when I was going to show up. I posted that I wanted you to wait for me and watch me. And when I didn't show up, I knew I let you down and I let me down. But I wasn't going to just stop and close the doors to the world and be afraid to say I screwed up, you know? So I went on this morning, and I wasn't ready still, but I threw my hair up in a ponytail, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to complete my mission, because that's what this whole year and a half has been. There's been so many times I wanted to give up and just get a real job, or, you know, I'm going to work overnight, or I'm going to do something. Well, you know what? You can't give up on you. We are in charge of us. You have to put certain people in your life, accountability partners, power partners, collaborating, all of those things, because they're going to help you when you're down, because they're not going to let you stay in that hole. They're going to help you be accountable and get back on the horse and start going again. So, and that's kind of how a couple of times I know I called you like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I can't. It's over. I can't. And you were like, what do you like, who are you?
It's not even an option.
Yeah. And it's been working, and I've made leaps and bounds, and there's so many things that we've accomplished, and there's so much more we're going to accomplish.
Here's where the proof is in the pudding. A year and a half ago, the Cyndi that I knew, would have not got back on Facebook. Right. Would not have owned it. Right. And wouldn't, especially in front of everyone.
Right.
So, but that right there helps you come out of that, just pulls you out of the frame so you can see the picture for really what it is.
And more importantly, inspiring others to do that. Because that's what, Dave doesn't do anything for Dave. Dave does it for you. Like, he genuinely wants to hear your story. He wants you to be on MMTV. So he loves to do the interview.
I love it.
But he loves to share it, and he wants you to inspire others with your story. That's amazing, and it's so giving and inspiring. And I don't know, I think a lot of people work really hard, but I've never really met someone that truly just loves to meet people and interview people and know their story and inspire others to just get it done.
What else can you share that you've learned, that some really golden nuggets that helped you really grow in this last year?
Besides staying out of your comfort zone, you know what? I don't want to be on video. And half the time, you know what? People always make comments, and I know Shelly Ruffin out there. She's also a networker and kind of gets out there, and people will always say, like, when do you sleep, or how do you get everything done? You know what? You think about that later, because I have stuff to do to grow my business, and I need to be where the people are. And that's what I tell all of my clients, and what I tell you guys when I'm on Facebook Live or when I'm writing an article is you need to be where the people are. So what are you doing for your schedule to make time to network your business? And you have to think outside the box. You can't just post, you can't even just post beautiful, motivating, inspiring shit, because how do they know what you do if that's all you post?
Right.
So you have to be out there showing pictures of shaking hands and kissing babies and learning about other businesses and collaborating and maybe interviewing your peers to expose who you are and how you can help them. And, so it's never just one thing. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. And we've talked about that before. The thing is you have to work and you have to want to do this, and you have to not let go of that why. And that why is going to help you get up in the morning when you don't want to.
I love that. And the other thing, too, that you bring to the table that I always preach about is if you don't think that you are your brand, you're sadly mistaken.
That's right.
Right? Because of the times we live in, the traditional resume no longer exists. Right? There's a CEO of a $100 million plus nutrition company, MFCEO Project, Andy Frisella. Yeah. Now they have over $100 million business, and they said they don't even take resumes, right? The traditional resumes. They don't even care about their history, their educational history. They want to see what they're doing, what influence do they create in their market on social media. Yeah. That's it. Even down to, they said, to the $10 an hour person that picks up the phone. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's all they care about. And it's so true. I want you to talk about that, being this is your world, about you are your brand. And how important is that, whether you're an employee or a business owner? Well,
being an influencer isn't something that happens overnight. And the thing is you have to truly care about your audience. They're listening to everything that you're saying. They want to know what you think about products. They want to listen for tips and added value and all of those things. Like, it's that whole mix of content. You have to bring content that people want to see, but as an influencer, you have to give a shit about the people that are looking at it. If someone takes the time to comment on your blog or your post or share, Dave will be the first one to say thank you. And I think that that's so important because it kind of relates that trust and it's a loyalty that not only they have to you, but you have to them.
Right. Here's how I look at it. Social media, like you just said, it's the interaction, right? And it's like no different than texting. It boggles my mind that you could be in a conversation with somebody, texting, and then you say something, and like you say, hey, thank you, and then they never even respond. But if I'm in front of you and I say thank you, you're not going to just walk away, right? You're going to say you're welcome. They don't look at it as a real connection or a real conversation, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's if you're going to turn around and turn your back on somebody that says, "Hey, thank you so much," you know, you're not going to do that in person, right? Well, why would you do it here? Right?
Yeah. I'm notorious in person for having the last word, whether it's an argument or a conversation or whatever. But I am like super crazy about it in social media because I want you to know I'm hearing you. I want you to know that you can go on Threads and it'll be like, thank you, no thank you, and oh my God, have a great day, and da, 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 because I want to make sure you know I hear you and I see you and I'm acknowledging you. Because I do care and I want to know what you think. And my thing is I'm still learning how to do presentations. I'm still learning how to speak so you can hear me clearly, or how things look, or how to picture things. So when someone has feedback for me to do a better job tomorrow, I want to hear that.
Right.
That's really important.
And here's the deal. You want to hear it, you want to stay open to it, but take what works and throw out the rest.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the beautiful thing about who you are and your personality and why we even connected is because times are different. People are tired of the canned bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? I did a talk Sunday. I knew what I was going to talk about. But at the end of the day, I go with what feels right at the moment. Yeah. And that's what I do with social media, right? People think that, I set it up and it's automated. I don't. I'm not that smart, right? But and then anything that I add, it just comes to me in the moment. It would be a struggle for me to set up post.
Technically, it wouldn't be a struggle. He would just have to learn how to use buffer, but that's cool.
I just pass it on to you. It'd be like Cyndi. And she goes, every time she rolls her eyes, I make her crazy, but she loves it. But no, I have to come from the heart, right? And there's nothing wrong with it, but that's why I can't use a board.
Like a PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint. Yeah. It doesn't work for me because I'm out of my groove, right?
Yes.
I'm out of my flow, and I just want to flow with it. And that's what works for me. Years and years ago, one of my mentors, a very well-known guy, said that what they would do and how they were taught and how they taught others, they literally knew when, throughout their talk, when they were going to lean on the podium, when they were going to cross their arms.
Wow.
Now, their thought was if they get interrupted, they don't miss their beat, right? So I understood that. And for my personality, when I was trying to be in a lane, it was a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So how much has the public speaking helped you and helped your inner growth, but also helped your business?
A lot. Right? So for those of you that know me, know I can pretty much have a conversation with just about anybody. I love people. I love networking. I love getting out. It's very hard for me to be the presenter or to be in front of the group. But I have committed to my comfort zone or being out of my comfort zone. And the thing is it's grown my business immensely because if people don't know what I do, how can they refer me? So when I speak as a presenter on social media, digital marketing, networking, or thinking outside the box when it comes to marketing, people won't know what to talk about for me or to recommend me when they do have someone that needs marketing, a small business that needs marketing. So it's immensely grown my business because people are learning about who I am and what I do.
It's branding.
It is.
It's branding 101. The awesome thing is we have the opportunity to do it for free, right?
Right.
And then also, and I know you're getting into this for your company, is Facebook ads, right? So for the cost and for the return, it's like unheard of. I'm literally just rolling out my own nutritional line of supplements, and 98% of it's going to be online, not brick and mortar, because of the times we live in. That's just the real. So let me ask you this. Do you think that there's a difference in marketing strategies when it comes to, let's just say, coaching, because there's so many coaches out there, and an actual product?
No.
No?
No, because the thing is branding is essential.
Okay.
People have to know what you're doing, but So the brand, whether it be the person that's selling the product or the product itself,
Or both.
right, has to be available for people to research and grow and learn. But when you are, it's just all part of the communication, the content, because the message is, I can help with this product or service. I can make your, how are you the solution?
Right.
So for everybody, from coaching to products and services, brick and mortar, you have 3 things that you need to do. Introduce who you are, introduce your why, and introduce how you're the solution. I mean, it's that simple.
Repeat that.
Who you are and what you do,
Okay.
your why, because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Simon Sinek, right, is expert at telling us that.
Because it comes from here.
And if you believe, they'll believe.
Right.
If you don't believe in the product or service that you're selling, they're going to see that a mile away.
Yeah.
They're going to see that a mile away. And the other thing is why you're the solution. How are you going to make their life easier? How are you going to impact their life? Why do they need you?
I love that. And that's what automatically separates you, right? And ironically enough, we're going to be at an event in Arizona in a week. The main keynote speaker, I always jack his last name up. He's a co-founder of Quest, Bailey. I don't want to jack up his last name. I already did. But I'm looking forward to meeting him, number one. But number two, they went from, 2006 when they started, something like that, to now $1 billion company with protein bars. And they never were in that industry. But through podcasts that I've heard him talk, he shared that him and his 2 partners had this business, but there was nothing behind it. Like, they didn't have that passion. Yeah. And when they started Quest Bars, to take a sports nutrition protein bar from that to that, it's got to come from here.
One of the key things that you just said right now that you guys have to hold on to is he said 2006. It is now 2017.
Going almost over.
Nothing happens, but nothing happens overnight. I'm not even close to where I want to be, but I can't give up because I know that I'm on the right track to growing where I need to grow. And my business has evolved
100%.
So many different ways. And I'm 30 more days, I think, or so. I'll be adding my real estate license because I want to focus on commercial.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My passion is small business. My passion is growing the economy and helping our, I'm from the Hemet-San Valley. I know people kind of think that's Gotham City, and you'll hear little jokes and, Antonio, you're the worst, but whatever. Right. But the thing is I can bring international business. I can bring people from Orange County, LA, from out of state.
So how does the real estate license help you?
Because I want to grow businesses and offer them a little bit of marketing to help them secure that business. Okay. Because if someone is getting a brick and mortar, or whether they're going bigger or they're getting in a brick and mortar, and they don't have a vision for their marketing, if they don't have a marketing plan, and a business plan is not a marketing plan, people, you need to understand that. Sure. Yeah. If you don't have a marketing plan, the odds are against you. So I want you to come to because what I want to do is make the Hemet-San amazing, but fill every empty brick and mortar, and then I want to replicate that for every small business in the country. I'm gonna help you secure a marketing plan, right, to secure your business for the next year until you start blowing up, and then we can invest more as time goes on. It's just another thing I want to do because I've been dealing with so many small businesses. And now a lot in brick and mortar that just don't understand marketing, don't have time. And listen, you're the expert in what you do. That's why you hire me. We can figure out how to get those 3 things out to everyone. Introduce who you are, let them know your why, and let them know that you're the solution. We can do that together. And a lot of times you can do it on your own because social media is free for you to get started. And we are going to talk about Facebook ads, and I am learning about Facebook ads. It's very simple. It's something that you can invest in, but evolving. We're always evolving. We're always doing all of those things. And, the commercial real estate just kind of came because there was so many small businesses. The other thing is a lot of us don't really know that much about commercial real estate. We have some great experts in this all of Southern California. You guys have some amazing real estate gurus, but not a lot of people focus on commercial because it's hard. It takes forever, and it's not guaranteed. I'm trying to stay out of my comfort zone. That's just another thing I need to add. Right,
and that's what you decide to do when you're taking that action. And again, there's living color, living proof that you're growing, you're evolving, right?
Yeah.
From the Cyndi you were not only a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That's really the key, right?
Yeah.
And if it's scary and exciting at the same time. I think you've heard that,
yes,
right?
Yes,
that
that's my favorite.
That dynamic duo.
Yeah.
What else can you share that you've experienced, good or bad, in the last year?
Self-doubt. It's awful. It's
the bully.
It was actually a South African rapper that has reached out to me in Facebook that I'm mentoring
really?
him. Yeah, he's the one that told me. He calls me mom. I don't know why. It's whatever. He goes, Mom, you need to do your Facebook Live. Your Facebook class on Facebook Live so we can watch it. And I was like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people had missed it the first week because I did some free classes at the Hemet Seminole Chamber. And so I did the Facebook Live, and then Nicole Holt was like, you need to be on more video. You need to connect with your audience. I challenge you to 20 days of Facebook Live.
Oh, that's how it happened.
Yeah, and the thing is the feedback is amazing. Every time, like I get even before we started, I was like, "Is it getting hot in here?" I'm starting to get like, oh shit. Like, but you know what? You have to stay uncomfortable to be successful.
Yep, you got it. That's the only way that you're going to keep growing, evolving, moving forward, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
What's your take on Snapchat?
That's the
besides
other thing.
You love the filters.
Oh my God, please. That's the only reason I have it right now is because of the filters. But there are some amazing tools through Snapchat, meaning people that give you. So listen.
I wish you was telling me it was going out of business.
No, and the thing is the experts on Snapchat are these millennials, right?
Right.
They're
even
these young
younger,
kids. Yeah. These young kids that teach you, and it's not just about Snapchat, but that's the avenue that they're using, the platform that they're using to teach you about Instagram, to teach you about Facebook, to teach you about interviewing, to teach you about, so you guys need to have Snapchat because the filters are awesome. But there's also an app called Ghost Codes. Okay. And I know for sure it's on Apple. I'm not sure if it's on both, but that is an app that will help you. It breaks everybody down into categories. Whatever you want to learn more about, whatever you want to watch, whatever it's, even comedy and virtual, viral, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So, it literally breaks down everything for you so that you can expand your network. But it is Snapchat. It does, disappear in, 24 hours, and there is kind of weirdos on it, and
that's every platform.
It really is.
It's just, yeah.
So you're in control. You can block anybody.
Exactly.
When something weird happens, you can decide who you want to follow, who you want to be friends with. But it is a personal thing. Like even Lemke's Leverage, if you follow on Snapchat, I talk about my grandkids all the time. I talk about if we're going to get into a meeting. It's definitely a behind the scenes platform. So it's the real raw live version of all the platforms. That's the real who's doing what.
Okay.
Because it's 24/7.
And I'm noticing that with Instagram stories as well.
Yes.
More.
Well, and Instagram stories and Instagram are actually two different demographics.
Okay.
The people that watch the stories are usually different than the people that are
really?
watching. Yeah, so it's you have two platforms in one on that.
Here's what I love that you did for me that I was blown away. I was under the impression we were getting so many views and getting out there so much in Monster Motivator TV because I was looking from here, right? And you said, no. Let me do some real stats. And what you came back with was literally mind-blowing. If you're not sure you want to hire her for stats, because God damn, it's unbelievable. Like I was like, and it was interesting because you know that world.
Yeah.
You were like, just settle down.
Yeah.
Watch this. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
yeah. You were like, we have this many. I'm like, no, you don't.
Right?
You have way more than that.
Think about this, right? 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Or you have a business and I'm selling you the billboard, right? Oh my God, Cyndi, you got to pay 10 grand a month, but we have 50 million cars that go by, blah, blah. That's their stats, right? There's no ROI, right? There's none.
Yeah.
You can't.
They may or may not see it. And they're going to drive by it.
And not only that, but today's day and age, talk about that.
Yeah.
That's huge, right?
Well, and the thing is that's why, and I cannot reiterate this enough. It's not enough for you to have a profile, which is a personal, a lot of businesses will do, well, I just want to have a profile because I want everybody to know my birthday and I want to say happy birthday, and you are doing a disservice to yourself. If you do your business as a page, you will have insights. Likes and shares are just a tip of the iceberg, my friends. You need to know who's looking, when they're looking, what's working. Are they male? Are they female? Is it weekends? Is it nights? Is it during the week? You will get all of that information from the business insights. Instagram as well as Facebook. Actually, everything has its own. Google Analytics, Twitter Analytics. I mean, whatever your platform is, we can find a way to find the analysis on it and then see what's working.
See,
it's really important.
And not only...
But if you're not even... So Facebook ads. If you have a profile, right, nonprofit or a small business, and you have a profile, guess what? You can't choose your audience for Facebook ads. You can't even do a Facebook ad for that.
You need the commercial. You need the what's it called?
When you create a Facebook Live or upload a video to your business page, Facebook is creating the audience for you based on who looked at it for 3 seconds all the way to 95% of who watched the video. You can actually niche your ad based on 3-second videos because they at least showed some interest, or someone who watched it 95% of the video, that's how engaged they were, and you're probably going to get them to do whatever the next level you need them to do for your business.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, you won't know any of that if you don't have a page.
Look, if you're not sure how to do it, if you're not sure what you're looking at, you've got to reach out to her, because that blew me away. Yeah. I mean, I was not ready for that. And it blew me away in a great way. And it was interesting because you didn't know what the numbers were going to be, but you knew that I was way off, not even, in the ballpark, because I don't know that world. And stats for me, that's not my world, right? So I want to align myself with people that enhance my weaknesses, right? So I can run with my strengths and do what I do on the front end. Now, you're working with small businesses, and I say this all the time. That's the Achilles heel of all these small businesses. They think that they need to do it all. They think that they have to do it all, and they think that they can't afford to bring other people in. And I'm here to say you need to shift that mindset and say you can't afford not to. Right? You can't. First of all, again, where's it map back to? Level of awareness.
Yes.
Who are you? What do you bring to the table? And then build around that, right? And so many small businesses have no idea what they're doing with social media, with analytics, with ROI, right? And look, at the end of the day, if you don't think that evolution train's going to run you over, just ask Borders Books, Kodak Film, and Blockbuster Video. Who would have ever thought that we would be sitting here right now in 2017, coming into 2018, and saying that Kodak Film is no longer around? Think about that, right? And it doesn't matter how long you've been around. It doesn't matter how big you are. It's going to eat you up if you don't move forward. Right.
And so the thing is marketing is about communication. And people need to know who you are and how to get to you. If you are so involved on creating that product or, doing whatever it is that you're the expert in your industry and nobody knows about you, what difference does it make?
I just heard this, right, on a podcast. Kevin Hart, right, the comedian. This is how powerful your social media could be. So he was negotiating a movie. And when they came back to him and they said, great, here's what you get, here's what we're going to do, here's our deal, but we need you to post so much on your social media to get exposure. He goes, whoa, wait a minute. That's a whole nother contract. And they're like, what? He's like, that's mine. So that's my value. So if you want me to promote this movie, we have a whole nother stack of contracts to talk about, right? And they did it, right? Because it's
influencer.
Absolutely. And it's his, right? He's bringing it to the table. Like the UFC, Dana White, they have their own show now on YouTube, right? They have, they're not even going to the normal networks anymore. Right? They're not even going to the normal.
You don't have to.
No.
Yeah, but a perfect example of evolving and changing. My sons, Cole and RJ, are avid YouTube watchers, right? Twitch, and they have the weirdest names, but they're Pootie Pie or what the hell? I don't know. It's a channel. I don't know.
Okay.
So, so this guy made all his money on his YouTube channel and did a stupid joke that was so completely offensive that when I heard it as an outsider, I was like, what the hell were you thinking? That was such bad taste. It was so, he lost everything. He went from a multi-million-dollar business to all the big guys pulling out of advertising because it like had to, I mean, it was intense. Like I can't speak intelligently about it because I was listening to teenagers talk about it and I lost track of like, but what I did hear was we were making our money one way. We screwed up and now we make nothing. We had to start all over. We had to figure out something else. So you have to evolve into several revenue streams, not just one. You can never ever just have one.
I love that because not only that, like you used an example that's extreme, right?
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a percentage of people that are going, well, I wouldn't do that. But here's what could happen to you whether you do it or don't, and you have no control. Algorithms, right?
Yes.
Algorithms, right? Instagram, going through all that algorithm
and
stuff.
Don't get comfortable
and
when
shadow
you're
bans.
because it's going to change.
And shadow bans, right? And you know, because from what I understand, because I've been on Instagram almost 2 years, but before that, I mean, you could build a real following pretty relatively easy compared to what you could do now.
Yeah.
But think about this, it makes sense because Facebook's at the point where they got to start to answer to their investors. And the influence marketers, like in Instagram, right? If you're Instagram and I have a product and I'm going to work a deal out with this, well, I'm really using your platform, but we're cutting you out.
You know what? A perfect example of algorithms and how things have changed. To be an influencer, you used to have tens of thousands of followers. You used to have, you know, a million this and 5,000. Do you know that you're considered an influencer if you have 3,000 followers and people actually want to hear what you have to say?
On Instagram?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
The thing is it's because of the fake audience and the fake followers and the fake this and the fake that. If you do things organically, and buying an ad is not being inorganic.
No.
Because the thing is you're just trying to reach a broader base.
Yeah, you're just paying.
If you are providing information and people choose to follow you that way, you are an influencer because people are liking your content and but it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands, you know. 3,000 followers means that there's 3,000 people that legitimately want to hear what you have to say.
So am I following you correctly? Let's break this down. Instagram. If you have a product or you're selling something and you reach out to influencers and you work something out with them like a affiliate program, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you are building yours, that's gonna catapult you. That's gonna snowball you, right?
We're not sharing tactics even that we were a year ago, you know? Yeah, it's been years, right? But I used to follow everybody I loved. Like if I liked one thing or if you liked mine and didn't follow me, I would follow. I don't do that anymore because you know what they're doing is they're following everybody and then 2 days later they unfollow everybody.
Yeah.
So mine is off kilter and Instagram is very tight about how many you can follow and or follow via other apps. You know, so you know, I might have 1,500 on that I'm following or that follow me, but I have like 4,000 because I did it the wrong way.
Right,
you know?
You're going to start to change that.
Right. And we have. I used to tell people, you know, follow if they like. No, you follow who you want to see their content.
Right.
That's it.
Just
because
keep it real.
that's going to force all of us to create worthy content.
Right.
You know, so it's,
and I think from what I understand, Instagram and even Facebook, they're doing everything they can to get rid of the robots, get rid of,
absolutely.
they want the real.
Absolutely.
So, and I actually had to, because you know how much I used to post.
Yeah.
I had to actually scale it down, even though I was physically doing it, because it still looked to them like it could be spamming, or it could be not human, right? So, and the shadow bans, people are under shadow bans, they don't even realize it.
Yeah, well, and like in Instagram, if you're constantly liking and engaging with, you know, maybe you're following 3,000 people, but there's maybe 40 that you actually interact with, that's who you're going to see in your timeline. Yeah. You're going to have to go out of your way to see all the other people, because that's what Instagram thinks that you want.
Right.
You know, if you're not engaging with them, they think you don't care about them. So you have to go out of your way to see everybody's. That's why the notification, you can set a notification so that when, Dave Daley posts and it doesn't come through, you can go on, you'll get a notification,
Right.
oh, let me
Now
check
you
this,
can-
and then it'll be part of your
It'll help you out.
timeline, yeah.
So anything else that you want to share that you've really saw a difference in yourself and your business over the last year and a half?
I think self-belief is everything.
Self-image?
And don't give up. There's so many times that you're going to want to give up, but don't. You might have to make compromises. You might have to do some, maybe get that part-time job or do something that's not in your plan, but don't give up on your dream. You owe it to yourself to see it to the end, whatever that is. So keep setting goals and, don't give up.
I love that. And like you said, if you got to get a part-time job, if you have to work, two things that I like to talk about is you got to set your non-negotiables. What are they?
Right.
And be clear on that. And then also, I don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. Life makes the rules, and life says, are you going to earn it? If you're not going to earn it, then you don't deserve it. And if you do get it, you're not going to keep it. And they're just rules that we don't make up, that life makes up. And when you become an entrepreneur, if you become an entrepreneur, it's very, very apparent that life makes the rules.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's very,
Yes.
very apparent, and that you have to earn it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you have to absolutely earn it. But really, the most important part is understanding who you are. Mm-hmm. Not everyone is an entrepreneur.
Right.
So if you can understand that, that's great. But everyone creates security through value or a personal relationship. Right? An intimate relationship. The more value you bring to that relationship, the more security you have. And that's just, again, that's not my rules. That's life's rules.
Yeah.
And that's life 101. We always end the show the same way.
But before we go, I just want to do one quick shout out.
Yes.
Because before I started my company, I worked with a friend of mine that I was on the chamber with, and Brian Walker wanted me to start my own marketing company. And this was like 2014, I think. And I was like, man, you're crazy. I'm not doing that. I need consistency. I need stability. And he was working so hard because he just knew that I could do it. Mm-hmm. And I never forgot that, Brian. And I really, really want to thank you for inspiring me to do that. And I know I haven't thanked you before, but I thank you wholeheartedly for planting that seed. And it's people like you and him and so many more people that believed in me before I even thought to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So without you guys, I couldn't have attempted everything I'm trying to do.
Right, and at the end of the day, right, it's all about that massive effective action, and you're taking it, and that's the difference, right? That's the difference. That's why the people and the circumstances come into your life. It becomes magical. So now that we know that life makes the rules and life asks the questions, life is asking you that question right now. If you could purr like a kitten or roar like a lion, what would you do?
Roar like a lion.
Girl, not a girl. So we're going to take this out Monster Motivator style on 3. Now, the last episode she did, she let me do it by myself. And I know she's not going to.
No.
Now I know she's coming with me. On 3. 1, 2, 3.